again. Let's see. This video series that I'll be doing, it will be on the Strong and Sweaty series. And a brief introduction. My name is Vanessa Howie. I am an ACE certified personal trainer. I just got done having a snack. Sorry if I'm a little bit dusty. And the reason for doing these videos is to show additional modifications on the exercises that are already shown on the videos, and to show those that don't know how to do the modifications, or they just want to see an additional something in addition to what they think the modification could be. This is for that. So, Strong and Sweaty series. Now, these exercises, I'm taking it out here, there's a lot written down. I was about to run out of ink on the pink pen, and so I had to switch to a different color. And then there are these exercises. Now this one, again, will probably have to be a two-parter, part 1 and a part 2. I'm going to do what I can to make it as close to 30 minutes as I can, maybe a little bit less if possible. And so, first exercise I want to do, elevated lunges. Now, I've shown this on another video before, but I'll show it to you again. I'm not going to use dumbbells because this is a very balance-focused type exercise. And for those of us that are trying to do a modification of it, it might be more challenging for us to get the balance and coordination down than for us to add weight and try to do the motion that way, the movement that way. The foot in front, you weighten that heel. Back toe is on the step. Yeah. And if you need additional support, you can always use your fit tower. I'm going to bring that step slightly back. There we go. So, you can use the fit tower to help line you up. Now I'm going to try to not use the fit tower other than getting myself lined up. But if you need it, it is here. If you don't have a fit tower, you can use a chair. Okay, weight in the front heel on the back toe. Elevated lunges. And I think the reason she calls it elevated lunges is the back foot is elevated. Focuses on the core, balance, working on the glute in the front. That's how you do the elevated lunges. Now, if you really don't have the coordination to do it on the step, you can still do it floor-based, like this. You just won't have that exaggerated angle in the back, and it might not get deep into that glute pocket as much as it might get with you having the foot on the step. And the reason for that is when you have the hip tilt going on here with the leg elevated. I'm going to try to show you. What I notice is when I have the foot elevated in the back and I'm doing the lunge, scoot that a little further back, then when the foot is on the floor, there's not as much of a posterior tilt, or an anterior tilt, I should say. When the foot is back like that, then there's more of a tilt, which means it opens up that glute pocket to get deep into that glute muscle on that standing leg. And that's one of the reasons I believe she puts it in. At least that's one of the reasons that I would put it in. Okay. Now, push-ups using the fit tower. I've shown you push-ups using the step, and I can still show you push-ups using the step. That's no problem. So if you don't have a fit tower, you can use a chair or any other step that you have. It's quite alright. But it does require getting down onto the knees. So if you're having difficulty getting down onto the floor with the knees, then I'm going to show you a fit tower modification. So I'm going to make sure your chest is going to be between your hands to do this. That's the push-up on the step. Push-up on the fit tower. Feet, toes out, feet out. And you want to make sure that they're not out wide, that they're together. You want to push into the palms in order to get your body up. Now, this bar is at level 6. If you want to make it easier, take it up a notch. But remembering, you have that bar there, and so you might hit that bar if you're just trying to go straight up. And so the higher you go above level 6, the more risk you have of hitting this bar with your head if you're going straight up and down. That's why I had it on level 6, is because I see it seems to give me the clearance that I need without hitting my head. Okay. Now, squats in a box. Now, I can understand why it's called squats in a box, because it creates the shape of a box. I think of it as squats in a box on a step. But I don't do it on a step. The way that I do it on the floor, and I pretend that there is a square here, and I go around that square. And so the way I do it, I want to come over here, give myself some room. Start here, and I walk forward, side, back, to the side. Forward, side, back, to the side. That's how I do it. Now, if there's another lead that you like to start on, go for it. I tend to do it to pause and to stop when I know that this lead has already got touched down. But that's the way that I do it. You may do it how you wish, how you would like to. Dips. You can do the dips on the chair or on the fanny lifter on the 14-inch step. That's fine. No problems with that. If you're having difficulty with bending the knees, now I sit down on this tower to prepare myself. Just put the booty out there just a little bit. Now I'm going to put one foot back here on this little bar partition and one foot out in front. And that's how I do my dips. Now, if I have a choice between doing them on the step or on this, I do them on the fit tower. If I do them here, the reason I do them this way, pushing into the palms, is when I have a long step, my hands will tend to creep further and further out to the side on the step, and it works more of the shoulder and not the tricep. That's the only reason that I choose the square box to do that. Okay. Now, okay. Squat thrust, 2 planks, or 2 plank jacks, box jumps. Wow, mouthful. Now, we have squat thrust, which I'm going to do on the tower. 2 plank jacks on the tower, box jumps, which I'm going to be doing, I'll step back and do them on the floor, but I'll also show you how to do it on the step. So I'll show it to you on the tower first and then on the step because it's a little more complicated on the tower than on the step. So, squat thrust. If you're going to jump out and in, great. I walk out and in. But if it's, see, squat thrust and 2 jack planks. So, like that. Step in, and then you have your box jumps. And the way that they do the box jumps is she jumps onto the box in this wide V or in this closed position, doing it that way. Whatever feet position she's in, you use the same one, but you either walk up and back or you walk out in a V shape and then walk back. That's how I do it. So, squat thrust, jack plank, and that's how I do it. Now, how I do it on the step is walk out, and then I do a V step around the step like this. The step, it tends to be easier to do it this way, even though it's lower in height. I don't have to walk backward and then do the wide box jump variation. I can just step back and do this because it's already in a V and it's created the design for me. It's just easier to do it that way. Okay, squat toss or squat transfer. And so it's doing this. Now, if using a weight is too heavy for you, don't use a weight. Just have your hand up here like this, like you're doing a little rope climb or something, to mimic having the weight in your hand so that you can still get the aerobic benefit of doing the exercise and while still having good form. So, you do your squat and you bend into the knees, or bend the knees, weight in the heels when you're doing that. Okay, rear lunge with reverse curl and overhead press. Rear lunge with reverse curl and overhead press. Okay, rear lunge with the reverse curl and overhead press. That's how I do it. To me it may seem simple, but to others it may seem very complex. One arm back fly and reverse fly. One arm. One arm, one dumbbell, one weight. Okay, so I'm going to show you front view and then side view. Foot on the step. Your step does not have to be this high. Any height will do. Okay? I hinge from the hip onto the arm that does not have a weight. One arm fly. Or the one arm row. Now I'm going to show it to you from this side angle. Same arm. Fly. Row. Okay? It helps to take the pressure off that low back. Now, straddle straddle jumps are next. Okay, good. With the straddle jumps, I'm obviously not going to jump it. This is what I do for the straddle jumps. I do step outside, knee lift, step on top. Step on top, knee lift, straddle, step, knee lift, straddle. That's what I do. And I think they may show a modification on the ice series on doing that, but they call it a straddle jump. Cross over the step, cross over the top of the step with a clean and press. I can do that, and in fact, I'll show you on a short step how I do it. But it can be a little taxing on the joints. So the clean and press, she taught you how to do it on the video. And how I do it, clean, press, and then down. Clean, press, here, down. If your knees don't permit the step, even on a 6-inch height, they permit 4-inch, great. If they don't worry about it, do it on the floor. So be step, step. So you're doing lateral stepping this whole time. You're just stepping as if the step were there, but you don't have to raise the leg in order to get it up and onto the step. You just take a step to the side. That's it. And sometimes I do that modification, and I don't worry about using a step for it, because my heart rate is elevated to the point where it's taxed enough, and I might not have the energy to do the step version of that exercise that day. So, many times I don't worry about going above and beyond on the exercise. I just go with what I can do that moment. That's it. Swim lunges and peak lunges. Swim lunges, I don't use a step. Swim lunges, I tap out to the side while reaching forward. The peak lunges, I just reach up top, and if reaching up top is a little too much for you, then sometimes I just reach them and tap them in front of my face or down towards my chin, but I keep the arms involved. Notice I may take it from high and then take it low, but I still keep the arms involved. Even if all you can do is the swim part, keeping the arms involved, do it. The point is to keep moving. Kick back planks. Now you can do it on the step, but I'll show those that have issues with their knees, I'm going to show it on the tower. Those that can do it on the step, but can get down on their knees, I'll show that one as well. So, kick back planks. So this is a kickback plank on the fit tower. And yeah, I'm purposely not showing it with dumbbells. Not trying to blast through this, but I want to make sure that I get through the exercises knowing that there are multiple variations as efficiently as possible. Now notice that I have my hand on the corner. I don't have it in here in the middle because it can slide. Now if you decide to put a mat on here, go for it. Yeah, no problem. And do it like this. Awesome. Great. I don't always think to do that in the moment. I just get the step out and I do it on the corner like this. Or I get the fit tower out and do it that way. Okay. Power scissors on the floor. Or more accurately, scissors. Let's see. Ah, okay. I think I remember which one this is. One of my favorites. I tend to not do the modification that she shows. I do my own modification. And the modification that I tend to use, and I'm going to go over here and then do it at an angle ever so slightly, but not do it as wide as she does it. So she does this whole scissor plio thing, and then comes back and does stuff. And so she does this that she does. Now this is what I do in place of what she has, and then I do this going back. And so, and I think this one, the one that I show you, is what is done first, and the scissor is what is done second. I know I got them flipped, but I think that's what happens, and I'm like, yeah. Because the music and with the movement that is involved, it kind of gets you caught in the moment. You're like, yeah, that's really good music, woohoo! And so, yeah, I enjoy it. Okay. A drop squat and cross jack. Okay. Drop squat and cross jack. For the drop squat, I have a step in front of me to do it. I hardly ever do it with the fit tower because with the cross jack, I drag one foot in front. So the drop squat, and then I do this. And the chair step is here in case I need to use it to brace myself. Like that. That's how I do it. If you can't go that deep, don't worry about it. Okay. One, maybe two more. And I just remembered how she does the power scissor. This is how I do it. I do this whole little hopping thing like this, and then I do this coming back. I was like, I knew if I thought about it enough, I was going to be able to remember it. So I do this little, because she does that scissor thing and then the wide scissor going back. But that's what I do. She shows a modification on Cardio Slam, how to do it. If you want to do that modification, great. Okay. Scissor, scissor, wide plie jack. So, scissor, scissor, wide plie jack. I don't bring my feet in together a whole lot. You can, but mine would look like this. It would look like that. So I would do partial lunge forward, lunge back, the wide squat, going into like a plie jack, and then bring the heels together. So it would be like this, and then bringing the heels together, and then bringing the heels together, like that. Okay. Okay. Getting close. One more. Alright. Power scissor with lateral arm raise. Yeah. Now, I do it almost the way she does it in the video, but I add the weight. So, when she does the whole power scissor thing, I do this. And I know that she does it like this in the video. If that's what you need, stay with it. I like to do it as close to how she does it in the video as possible. So I put that front back scissor in there, or front back lunge with the lateral raise in there, because it helps to keep my heart rate up and it mimics what she does perfectly. And I'm able to stay within the muscle area that she wants the viewer to work. Alright. I'm going to pause on this because it's close to the 30-minute mark and I don't want to push it on time. But I do want to thank you for watching. If you like the video, thumbs up. If you don't worry about it. If you want to see more videos, you can either subscribe and you can tell me what exercises that you would like to see, and I'll be happy to do what I can to show you modifications. I'll see you later.